All right, the Diamante poem. This is a chance for you to show off all that you understand now about states of matter and how they change. So here at the very top row, you're going to choose one state of matter, for instance, a gas, a liquid, or a solid. And here in the bottom row, you're going to choose a second state of matter, gas, liquid, or solid, whatever you didn't choose before. At the top and the bottom, you're going to draw one example of each of those. Now, obviously, there are lots of different examples of something in a gas state. You're going to choose just one to show that you understand that. You'll do the same thing up here with an example of a different state of matter. So you'll start out with your state of matter, choose whatever that is, and then do you remember that other form that you used back in the properties of matter notes, with you have malleability, viscosity, reactivity, conductivity. You'll use those terms to describe a property of whatever state of matter you've chosen. For instance, viscosity can't be used to describe a gas very easily. So if you chose gas as your state of matter, that wouldn't be a word you'd use. You'd choose another property of matter term that could be used to describe a gas. Then right here, you're going to come up with 3 possible examples of whichever state of matter you've chosen. So again, if you've chosen gas up here, you'll give me 3 different examples of gases you're familiar with. When you come down here to the transition section, these arrows are showing which direction you are going to be applying that word. So for instance, if the word up here is gas, you're going to tell me 2 ways that a gas could transition into whatever the state of matter is that you've chosen to describe down here. So for instance, a solid. And then down here, in these 2 lines that say transition with the arrows pointing downward, you're going to describe how would a state of matter transition from this bottom point of the poem diagram, how would it transition into this state of matter? So we want to know if you can tell me, how does matter change from one state to another? Then with these 3 examples, you'll see that the arrows are pointing downward, so you would use those examples to describe, or you would come up with examples that describe this state of matter down here. Same thing with the properties. You see now that the arrows are pointing downward. So the properties you choose would describe this state of matter down here, a different state of matter than from the top of the diagram. And then on the right side, you'll see that I'm asking for 3 differences between the 2 states of matter that you've chosen to describe, and up here 3 similarities. The easiest way to come up with this is think of one of those very specific examples. So for instance, I'm going to use water again because I used that before. If you were describing water in its different states, it has some things in common between the gas state and the solid state. And one of those, I will let you use this, but I won't give you any more. One of those is the composition of the matter. In a gas state, water is H2O. In a solid state, it's still H2O. In a liquid state, it's still H2O. It doesn't matter what state it's in, it's the same chemical composition. That doesn't change. That's one similarity that you can offer between those states. You want to come up with 2 more, and then come up with 3 differences between those states that you've already described. I look forward to seeing what you do. Thank you.